President Trump just declared a national emergency to unlock certain funds for his long-promised wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. We have the facts. President George Washington first used emergency powers in the Militia Acts of 1792 when taking over state militias during the Whiskey Rebellion. Fast forward almost 200 years to 1979, President Ford signed what we now know as the National Emergencies Act. That was the first time in U.S. history where declaring emergency powers became federal law. It gives the president the power to declare a national emergency on extraordinary threats to national security. Once signed, the president's powers are greatly enhanced to perform actions that are not normally permitted. These include 136 statutory powers that touch on everything from military to criminal law, and 96 require only the president's signature. Congress doesn't have the power to physically stop the president from declaring a national emergency, but the House and the Senate can undo the emergency through a joint resolution of termination if they believe the president is acting irresponsibly. Though calling for a national emergency to fund a border wall is unprecedented, Trump's actions tap into a history of far-reaching presidential powers. Since that first order in 1979, American presidents have declared 58 national emergencies, with 31 still in effect. In other words, the country has been in some state of emergency for almost 4 decades. These national emergencies include declarations over dealings with Yemen, Syria, North Korea, and more. Sanctions range from orders on terrorist groups, to nuclear weapons, to Sierra Leone diamonds, to Medicare during the swine flu epidemic. The difference between then and now? A threat to the United States. After the 9/11 terrorist attacks in 2001, President George W. Bush signed an order giving him broad powers. During the H1N1 swine flu pandemic, President Barack Obama declared a state of national emergency, allowing for waivers for some Medicare and Medicaid regulations, permitting hospitals to screen or treat an infection. On the other hand, Trump's wall is to keep out immigrants, a group of people whose entrance to the U.S. has been greatly declining since he took office. In retaliation, future Democrats could declare a state of emergency on pretty much anything. Even climate change, gun control, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, opioid crisis, national debt, student loan debt, infrastructure, drinking water, a livable minimum wage, or Black Lives Matter. The possibilities are endless.